Do YouTubers do like vocal exercises before they record their videos? Because I feel like I need to. I tried to record this video just now. I recorded 20 minutes worth of content and I have just started over because I don't know. I feel like I was getting too like closed in and like professional, and you know, I'm just yapping. Like, this is supposed to be fun. So that's why I'm leaning back in my chair. I got my stuffed animal. This is Churro, the dinosaur. And you can see my unmade bed in the background. Hi everyone, my name is Alya and I am a writer and content creator. I have wanted to start a YouTube channel for ages. I think I've been recording and not posting videos for like years now, and I finally want to actually start posting things. So I probably will post this one, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Today we're going to be talking about AI, everyone's favorite topic in the entire world, my favorite topic in the entire world, and what it's doing to the book community, to the writing community. Because it is doing something, okay? And I don't think you're aware of it because I haven't seen anybody talk about this. I've seen, I think, one Substack post, which I will link down below if you want to go read it. It was really interesting. It was about this girl whose roommate said she was going to use AI to write a book, which was kind of insane to read, but it did have a lot to do with what I'm going to talk about today. So I will link it down below if you want to check it out. Speaking of Substack, you should subscribe to my Substack, which is down there, and I will be posting on there as well. So you should check it out. You should also check out my Instagram because that's where I have most of my community on. I'm a writing influencer, if you want to call it that. I'm actually just kind of a girl who posts very infrequently on her Instagram account. And I'm also writing a book. So if you want to learn more about that, you should go watch it. And I will talk a little bit about my book in this video just to provide some context in some areas, but I'm not going to get into what it's about. So if you want to know what my book is about and when it's going to be released and everything, you should go check my Instagram. Great. Let's get into it. This video topic was inspired by an ad that I saw actually here on YouTube, and it was for this website called squibbler.io. I hope I'm saying that right. But squibbler.io is a like writing website, and they have this app called the Most Dangerous Writing App, and that's how I found out about them, and that's what I use this website for. This app, it basically deletes your writing if you stop writing for more than 5 seconds, so it motivates you to keep writing and not to go back and like edit and stuff. So when I was doing National Novel Writing Month back in November, it was very helpful to get like words out quickly. Like, it basically was the reason that I wrote 50,000 words last November. So thank you to squibbler.io for that. The rest of this video is going to be me hating on them, so I will say a quick thank you to them. I got an ad for this website, but it was for like a different aspect of the website. It was for their AI novel writer. Yeah, you heard that right. You heard that right. Yeah. And you know, when I got this ad, I skipped it as soon as I could because I was like, AI and books in the same sentence. No, I'm skipping that. So I did skip that ad, but I did screenshot it too, and I'll put it on the screen for you here because I was like, there's no way that I am not going to talk about this. We're going to go through the squibbler.io AI novel writing page and the website and what it's about. So let's get into it. I'm going to put the parts of the website on the screen so you guys can follow along with me as I read through what the this is. Squibbler.io claims to have the best AI novel writer of 2025, which I don't know how many AI novel writers there are in the year of our Lord 2025, but if it's any more than 0, which we know it is, I'm gonna be sad about that. It says here, generate full-length novels in minutes. And when I was reading this website, that was the part that got me, right? In minutes. You know, like, fuck, like Donna Tartt spending 10 years to write her next book. I guess she hasn't discovered this yet. I guess she doesn't know what Squibbler.io does, because she's gonna get the sequel to Secret History. It's gonna be out in the next 5 minutes, actually, because she can just write it using this. It's pretty obvious, I think, why I'm not gonna try to be a comedy channel. I'm just noticing this now. I looked at this website a few times, but they have some like logos of like companies down here, maybe companies that they work with or that have written about them, and there's Goodreads on here. Now I'm interested to see what Goodreads has written about this. So once I circle through this, we're gonna go back and see what Goodreads said about this, because you know, Goodreads already has some issues. Okay, so you can pick what type of novel you want to write. They have lots of different genres on here: romance, fantasy. Yeah, because there's nothing I want to read more than an AI romance novel. I actually do kind of want to read that. Maybe I will. Maybe that could be another video. Here's the part that I wanted to read to you guys because I thought you guys should hear this. Here's how Squibbler can help your writing journey. Simply provide the initial concept or topic for your novel and let our AI take over the full writing process. The AI can craft a complete book or novel in any genre, and within a few minutes of initiating the process, you can review the generated novel and begin the publishing process. Guys, I could be a published author in the next 5 minutes if I wanted to, and I do want to, but I don't want to use this website. So if you would like to see me write an AI book, I might do it. I don't know. I don't want to support this website. I'm not paying them, so it's probably okay. It does say try Squibbler for free, so I believe this is for free because I really can't imagine that people are paying to do this. So if you want to see me try this out, or if you want to try this out, go ahead. Just please don't try and publish this and actually make money off of it, because that's kind of gross. And the next part of the website, there are some books that were apparently written with Squibbler. It doesn't say whether these books were completely AI generated or if they were written by the author and then the author put their draft into Squibbler and used it to revise, because that's another thing you can do. Either way, these books look phenomenal. Everything is propaganda. Hello World with a giraffe. I would totally read that. And here we have some testimonials, okay? And I wanted to read these two with you because I thought they were interesting. We have Sarah Jensen, who says, I found a whole new way to make money from home while being with my kids. Now, here's the thing. As much as I'm kind of clowning on this website and I really just don't like this initiative, I will say that I understand this is a very trying time, especially in this country that we love so much. And unless you're a billionaire, like our good old friend, unless you're a billionaire, it's pretty difficult to make money in this country, right? And so I get that you need another stream of income. I get needing to make money. I get needing to support your family. Actually, I don't get that. I don't get it because I'm not a mother. I don't pay my own bills. So I actually don't know. And I can imagine that it's very difficult and stressful. And I can imagine that sometimes you just need money to put food on the table. And I really can't fault anyone who is just trying their best to make money for their family, because, we're all human. We're all just trying to survive. So I'm not going to hate on anyone who's doing this as like a last resort type of thing. However, I just feel like there's so many other ways. Like, I don't know, like maybe this is me being a little privileged, and please check me in the comments if I am being privileged right now. But are there really no other ways to make money than AI generating an entire novel? Because you know what, the thing about this is that I don't think that you can make that much money this way. I don't think people are really paying good money for AI generated work. And it's the same kind of thing with AI art, where I'm like, who is paying for this? I do know people pay for AI art, but I've never heard of anyone buying an AI generated book, especially once they know that it's AI. So let me know in the comments, but I don't think this is a stable stream of income, which is why I'm like, really just don't do this. Like, there are other ways to make money. There are other places to get jobs, you don't need to do this. And another thing, I understand, you're working from home, you need to support your children, you can't like go out and work. I get it. Still though, like, come on. I don't want to keep talking about this because maybe I'm being ignorant, and I feel bad if I am actually hating on someone, but I just don't think this is ethical. I mean, I guess it's ethical if you say that it's AI generated, but then I'm like, who's reading it? It's confusing. I'm confused. Let's move on. This is another testimonial I want to talk about. It's, I finished my first draft in just a few days, and this person is holding their book. The reason I want to talk about it is because I would see this book in Barnes & Noble and I would not bat an eye. I mean, if you told me that was the next book talk fantasy obsession, I would get it. I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of crazy. And it seems like, based on the fact that she finished her first draft in just a few days, it seems like this book was entirely AI generated, and that is kind of terrifying. I'm wondering now, do publishers have to use AI detection systems like how teachers have to do, like for an entire book, or is it obvious? Maybe we should read an AI generated book on here, because I kind of want to know, is it obvious that it's AI generated? And if it's not, that's terrifying. That's really terrifying. Let's go ahead and look at what Goodreads is saying about this. I can't find anything about Goodreads like writing about Squibbler. I looked up Goodreads Squibbler and there's just a bunch of articles about people using Squibbler. There is actually, oh my god, there's a whole subreddit for this. Should we look at the subreddit? There is a subreddit r/writing with AI. There is an entire subreddit of people using AI to write books, to write. Oh my god. Wait, okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. When I started filming this video and when I came up with this idea, I thought that it would be, I didn't think it would be very controversial, putting a lot of like disclaimers like, oh, I'm not hating on anyone, I'm not doing this, but I really thought that most people would agree with me. I'm starting to wonder, I'm starting to think that this subreddit might come after me, because it seems like these people don't really see a problem with AI writing. Okay, so there is a mega thread, which is a debate of the pros and cons of writing with AI. I'm not going to look at it just because I feel like it's not going to make me very happy to look at. Yeah, I didn't know there was a whole community for this, so I probably should have done my research a little better, but in my defense, I'm not a YouTuber, so what would I know? I guess that's very interesting. Okay. I'm trying to reformulate my thoughts after that revelation. So if you're at this point in the video, please let me know in the comments, like, what do you think about AI writing? Am I the one who's being like, I don't know, who's gatekeeping writing almost? Like, am I saying like, oh, you guys can't use AI to write? I think there is a place for AI in the world, and I think that place is in medical research. I think AI can be very helpful in identifying cancers or in reading x-rays. I've seen a lot of research on that as a pre-med student. I think that that's very useful and interesting, and I definitely think that should be pursued. I think using AI, and this is a very common take that I've seen people say, using AI for things that humans don't want to do. But I can't. Why would you ever, okay, I guess this is what I'm trying to say. If you are on the r/writing with AI subreddit, if you are someone who considers themselves a writer and you use AI to write your books, I'm not hating on you. I just want to tell you, it is so much more fun. It's so much more fun and it's so much more rewarding to write your own books. Okay? It's so... The feeling of writing a book entirely yourself, of coming up with an idea, of coming up with characters, of coming up with a message, and seeing it all come together on the page with your own words and knowing I wrote every single word in that manuscript and I created these characters from nothing but my own brain, and I brought them to life. That feeling, even if the book is absolute shit, it's such a gratifying feeling. I don't think you should compromise that feeling, because that is why you write, you write for your own passion, your own words. And I don't know if these people on this subreddit are actually trying to publish their books. I don't know if they're just doing this for fun. Hi guys, it's Editing Alya here. I felt like I was saying I don't know too much in this part of the video. I felt like I kept saying I don't know what's going on in the subreddit, and I kept thinking then just go look at it. I felt like I wasn't doing enough looking at the subreddit, and I was just yapping about it without actually looking into it. So I thought I would do that, and I looked into it, and I'm scared. I guess the truth is, like I said, I didn't realize this would be a controversial take, and I also didn't realize that there were people who are genuinely fine with this and they don't see a problem with it, and it seems to be mostly men, and I'm a little bit scared that if this video gets any traction, they're gonna be mad about it. There's a very large community of people on there who are okay with using AI, and I guess what I'm gonna do right now is clarify why I think AI writing is not good, because I don't think I ever said that in this video, because I really didn't think it was controversial. I thought it would be obvious why AI writing is bad, and I'm gonna say it now. When you're writing a book, the whole point of writing a book, and I think I go on about this later in this video, but the whole point of writing the book is the way that your words sound. And if you're using AI to write those words for you, you're not writing. You didn't write that book. Feeding a prompt to AI and telling it to generate you a book does not count as writing. And I don't think you should be allowed to be treated as an author if that's all that you did, because that's pretty much the same as clicking a button and getting a book to appear in front of you and saying, I wrote that. That's the same thing. It's different if you're using AI for research or even for planning, those kind of things. I'm honestly okay with that. But it's when it comes to writing the book with AI that honestly I can't respect you as a writer, because that means you just don't understand the craft and you don't understand what it means to actually create a story and think about the words that go into it. And I'm not trying to say this as I'm better than you because I write all my books, but I think I am better than you because I write my books. I'm sorry if this is coming off really mean. I am tired right now, and it's just making me a little bit angry because it doesn't seem like the people on this subreddit are doing it out of a need for money. It really just seems like they're doing this for fun, and you do what you will as a hobby. But it makes me sad, actually. It makes me more sad than mad, because there is such a beautiful world to be discovered of creating your own creativity and your own work. And I feel like society has pushed us to just create. And it's if you're not pounding out 10 books a year, then you're not being successful. And if you're not using AI to help you get those 10 books out, what's the point? But it's so much more rewarding to spend a year writing one book that is all yours and you put all your time and effort into it, rather than writing 10 books in a year and they're all garbage because AI wrote it. Okay, and maybe AI can craft decent sentences, maybe it can make original work. I don't care, because it's not going to be as good as a human writer, and it's not going to be as valuable, I think, is more the point. So that was my little rant. And if you're from the AI writing subreddit, then I'm sorry for trashing your words. Okay, bye. And I understand, not everyone has time to write books. Even I am not writing right now because I don't have time, but there's got to be a better way, is what I'm trying to say. There's got to be a better way. And I don't think there's any harm in writing these AI books just for yourself. I think the problem is when people start to try and normalize this and put this into the publishing industry, which the publishing industry is already a mess. I don't know much about it because I'm not an adult in the publishing industry. I'm just a kid, but I do know that it's a mess. And I think it's a mess enough without oversaturation of AI books getting in there and messing up the entire industry. So maybe let's not try and advertise this as a means of making money. That's why I think where my heart is hating on this is when people are using this as a way to make money, because I don't think it's ethical to make money off of AI books. especially if you're not saying that they're AI. Even if you are saying that they're AI, I guess at that point it's on the consumer for buying the book. If you're passing it off as your real work, it's just not cool. And I don't know if publishing industries have ever accepted an AI book. I don't know if maybe they will in the future and that will become a whole topic of debate, but I think that would be very scary and not cool, especially as someone who would like to get traditionally published one day. I am scared at the thought that my competitor might be using an AI book. I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about in this video. I just kind of wanted to bring attention to this because it's something that I haven't seen many people talking about. I guess now I found out that there's a whole subreddit about it, so maybe I was just not the one looking in the right places, but I just don't think enough people are aware of this like phenomenon. And if they are, like, why aren't you guys talking about this? I don't know, like, it's kind of, is it not scary to anyone else? Maybe I'm just like being over dramatic, but I do think it's a little bit, I don't want to say dystopian because that word is so overused, but it feels a little weird that people are just writing and consuming media, because the thing is, I think I might have figured it out. Writing in and of itself is such a personal thing. Like, you know, when you're writing a book, your words are coming, they're like the whole point. It's not about the story, like it is about the story. Okay, we're gonna get a little meta right here. I'm gonna start talking about writing a little bit, but writing is as much about the literal words on the page as it is about the story that's being told. You know, like the way that a writer writes is so important. I mean, why do you think that AP literature classes and AP language classes why do they exist? Why are there so many classes and courses and studies and like all these things about like reading comprehension and about analyzing text? It's because the way that an author writes is so important. And a lot of times the way that an author writes and the words that they use and the sentence structure that they use is just as vital to understanding their story or understanding their message, even more importantly, as what is actually being said. Like, you know what I mean? An AI could take 1984 by George Orwell. I'm sorry, I have a George Orwell book on the floor right now, so that's the first thing in my head. An AI could take that book and rewrite it, but it would never have the same impact as George Orwell's words, because he wrote those words in a specific way to convey a specific message. Even just taking like a book that's so, like, I mean, 1984 is like, it's a classic, right? And maybe you're like, oh, like, who cares about that book? But even take like, I don't know, even take like Percy Jackson, right? I love Percy Jackson, and that book resonated with so many kids because of Rick Riordan's writing style, because Percy is funny, because his word choice it's funny, and the humor in that book is timeless, right? An AI could not write that humor. Imagine if Rick Riordan had used AI to write Percy Jackson. There would not be fan pages for Percy Jackson if it was AI written. I could tell you that much. I mentioned Donna Tartt in the beginning of this video because she's known for, you know, taking like 10 years between books, and everyone's like, oh, like, when's she gonna release her next book? It takes forever. But you can see in her work and the quality of her work, even if you don't like Donna Tartt's writing and you don't like her books, you can see in her work why it takes so long for her to write, because she's putting effort and thought into every single word that she uses. And an AI is not doing that. An AI is just saying, based on all the data that I've gathered, this is the word that should come next. And they just put that word there. And AI is like the most average of every book written ever. Like, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, an AI is like, it's because it's trained on previous data, right? And this is something I wanted to ask too, because ChatGPT is trained on the internet, right? It's trained on like internet data. So these AI books, right? Are they trained on real books? Also, my camera's shaking. Are these AI books trained on like actual literature? And if so, what the fuck? Is that allowed? I don't think that's okay. Now we're getting to like the same AI art debate of like, it's not ethical to train an AI on someone's books or art without their consent. That's like so crazy. Because I can't imagine, like, how else would an AI be able to write like a romance novel? They can't do that. Maybe if they read Wattpad, they could, but like, I mean, it would be really bad then. I really kind of want to read one of these. And I know it's bad because I just spent this whole time yapping about how harmful this is and how unethical it is. And now I'm like, I really want to read one, but oh my God, I really want to read one. I feel like it would be so bad. I really hope it's bad, because if it's good, it's going to be scary. I would so much rather read, you know, this is how you know it's bad, right? I would rather read a Colleen Hoover novel than I would, sorry, I said that and my brain stopped working. I would rather read a Colleen Hoover novel than an AI generated novel, even if the AI generated novel was like Pulitzer Prize level. Like, I don't know. And maybe that's just me, and maybe not Colleen Hoover because she's a little problematic. I'm trying to say like a bad, I would rather read, because at least that's human. At least it comes from a person, and it comes from a place of this person wanted to tell the story, even though the question of whether they should is a little uncertain. But at least a human person felt the need to put those words into writing. At least it wasn't just generated based off of other people's work. I get it. Sometimes you have this idea and it's so good and it's so amazing and you just have no idea how to execute it. But to that I say practice. You can't, and this is another thing, right? I don't know how many times I have to say this is another thing, because there are so many things. There are so many things, you guys. So many like working class people don't have the time to put effort towards their craft in the way that a published author might, you know, if you're a person working a 9 to 5, you don't have time to come home and go to writing lessons or to practice writing every day or to read books every day. But then at the same time, it's like you can't expect to just write a book with no work involved. You know, it might take a little extra effort on your part because of the situation you're in, and that sucks. And maybe this is really mean to say, like maybe this is like being disrespectful and you can come for me or whatever, but I just think that like, I don't know, I just think that sometimes it's gonna be hard to write a book. Why else do you think it's so celebrated when a person writes a book? It's because it's a difficult thing, and if you're not willing to put the effort to get better and to write it, then I don't think you should be able to publish, and I certainly don't think you should be able to make money off of whatever you're creating. Okay, all right, I think I yapped enough. I don't know if there was a point to all of that. I tried to write a script for this, and then I kind of just started yapping, and then I found that Reddit thread, and it was kind of crazy. I really, 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 really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have watched all the way to this point in the video, I love you so much, and you are literally the best person in the entire world, because I have wanted this for so long, to make a YouTube channel, and the fact that there's even one person who has reached this point in the video is like a dream come true to me. Please let me know what your thoughts are on this whole AI writing debacle, and let me know if I'm being a douchebag or if the AI writing novels Reddit thread is crazy. If you liked this video, please subscribe. I don't know how often I will be putting out videos. I'm hoping to do once every couple weeks, so let me know if there's any other topics you want to talk about. All that being said, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.